everybody. Welcome to Bring Civilization Back Trust. This is a show that I'm doing for like 1 year now. This is the first show that I started to do, and that's why I started to develop my YouTube channel. Everybody that's following my story, they know there's a process for me changing from international sales and B2B to media and commercials and this public figure thing. I have always had this all my life. The first interview, I was only 14 years old. I was interviewed for a local TV channel in Brazil, and so I'm familiar with this, but I never put that much effort on the show business because I always thought that management and commercial and B2B would be easier and more serious. And actually, there's two things. It is actually B2B is more, you know, it's a job, it's you work, you get your payments, it's easier, it's more grounded. But I have the nature of a show business person, so these two are kind of very conflictive because as I'm a show business person, I get way more results than a common commercial person do. But on the other hand, I handle conflicts that come from my show business personality, which is trying to be myself. One of the crimes I'm always a victim of is impersonation, like business owners, they try to be Augustin. But if I were from day one just a show business person, oh, that's Augustin, is a celebrity, it's this public figure. So people already put you with a star like you, so they would understand you from day one. And that's why actually I believe it's kind of the big picture, like why the last problems I had in my company, they keep repeating. It's because I had same cases in different industries too, which is once you have all these massive results, they try to cut me off. They do not understand what do I do. Like, it's crazy stuff. I think one of the things that people do not know about sales and commercial is the third eye. Is this eye here? It's the sixth sense. Like, we have a lot of intuition. That happened to me in the Caribbean one day. I was selling rice there, and then I see this guy passing on this market, and I said, "You are a good customer." And he looks at me like, "How do you know that?" Because I know. Because I do sales all over the world, and I know you are. I actually am. I came here because the supermarket sent me here to have a look on your rice, and so I sold about 20 bags of rice. It was the biggest sale ever, and that's how it started. I just, you know, it's the feeling that they say, the business feeling that we have, that we think something's good. So with all this feeling, it's been 1 year ago that I started to twist my company into media, into YouTube videos, and I'm learning as it goes. And so that's how it starts. The number one reason was legal matters. All my videos for like 6 months are all legal, and this one is legal. The only thing is more public every time we do, because now I have 50,000 views, and I'm going to politics, into music, into gossip. There's a lot of different things, and the channel name is AugusTV, which is Augustin TV. The main markets is USA, Italy, Ireland, and most of the videos are in Italian and English, and then it's my story, so which is the Bring Civilization Back Trust. Again, my intuition, the feelings, I was right. I mean, we need to, I'm not really working hard on my B2B business that for 1 year now, because there was so much chaos, and I feel so unprotected. So with this intuition thing, I end up following the right pattern. Also, as a commercial, we talk to so many people, and everybody, like, and lots of people know my problems, and that's also why I have to send a notification letter to all the defendants of my lawsuits, that I'm allowed to speak their names in public, the figures in public, as far as related to LEGroup. So the cases of LEGroup, they belong to LEGroup. So there is James Williams in Texas, for example. He owes me $100,000 in 2018. I generated about $10 million on sales for his company, Wisconsin Finest Cheese, in Plano, Texas, and to the manufacturer in Wisconsin Wisconsin finest cheese. And so that story, it's my story, it mentions them, and so I have total rights to talk about that. There's no way for me to tell the story without giving details. And so that's part of the case. And with all this intuition, okay, and everything I've been through, and how things were deteriorating and getting worse every year, I was like, what's going on the whole world? And I am global. I'm like all over the world, and I know there's some spots of things doing fine, but the whole thing is really bad. It's a dark age. And the case in San Martin was like a disgraceful. I was trying to give rice to poor people for free. I didn't manage to do it. I got like accusations of being scammer. People scam. I just wanted to give rice for free to people, and I couldn't, and end up being robbed. Like so. With all this, I got also a lot of other people I would be talking, like they would say that 2020 was going to be even worse than 2019, that things were going to get worse, like really bad. So with all this and the intuition, like what I did is like usually no investments in 2020. I also, because the attorneys involved, they said that my contracts, I have to ask for 30,000 collateral guarantee deposit, which means these people, Valai Limpso Sakako there in Bangkok, she would already have deposited $30,000 my account, so we could operate. Jamie Williams, the same thing, at least $30,000. Yuchana Limnititum, same thing, I have this deposit there. Okay, so it's also been 2 years that I'm trying to, with the new suppliers, new businesses that I have. Obviously, I have clients asking me for products all the time. I try to make this contract, but now it's everything's so degraded, so rotten nowadays. They don't believe me. They say it goes out again. That they say, I don't give you credit because you're not paid. There's no safety. How am I going to get paid if you don't pay me? If you get the $30,000 and you disappear and blah 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 blah. Which is exactly why that I gave credit to those four defendants now. They used to be my suppliers, now they are defendants on lawsuits, which is Vala, Yuchana, James, and Alexandre in Brazil. Like those four people, they owe me money. They were my suppliers in 2018. They were beneficiated with millions of dollars on sales at the time of really paying their bill. They didn't, okay? They did the opposite, slander and defamation, all the things that they bring civilization back. Trust is, which now I would say is to bring the world back. Trust fund. It's not only the civilization. I think now with coronavirus and everything, it's like bring life back. It should be BLB trusts, because like we need to bring the whole life again. It's so deteriorated and degraded. But imagine if I would have power, if things have followed my line, all these people would be enjoying millions of dollars on sales, my brands would be popular. The energy of evil and destruction was stronger. And I believe it's a global thing because look at how rotten the world is nowadays. Okay, so when it comes to bring civilization back, trust, okay, these lawsuits, okay, that they talk about mostly commercial matters, okay. So this is what I want to make clear. LEGroup is not out of business. LEGroup is on hold. There's this pandemic all over the world. We're not making new investments, but we are not broke like most of the people. They do not have this intuition I have. They're not smart enough. What they did in this year, they got credit because there were offers of credit to everybody, businesses and everybody. They got credit. In general, I was like, this is strange. That's what I thought. They're offering credit like to anybody, like with the total pandemic. Like these people, they're not paying this credit now. They have debt because the market just got worse. They kept it up for a few months and now it's worse. So if I had asked for credit and invested more in my company in March this year, now I would have no results and debt, for example. But I have no debt. I don't owe money to anybody. People owe money to me. That's a total different story. I have 4 defendants. It's been a lawsuit for 2 years. And my lawsuits, they are both criminal and civil. Every month, I send to the parties involved a civil agreement. The same one I sent to them 2 years ago. When they decided to steal and loot my company, I sent to them a termination contract and they chose not to answer. Even though back on the civil level, I keep updating these invoices, because as they didn't accept the termination contract, they pay the bill straight away. Because when I was being attacked in 2018, there's my pride, there's my interest on work. At some point, I say, no, guys, after all of this, just let me go. I accept, I'm out. But okay, here's the bill, and you pay. You don't leave a restaurant saying, oh, the food here is horrible, but the plate is clean. You know, the plate. So, I mean, I'm sorry. I know you hated the restaurant, but you did eat, and I need to pay the cook. I need to pay the meal. You're living, and your plate's empty. I mean, you ate everything. So that's how you terminate a contract. So here's the termination contract. You pay I charge in the current bills. I have attorneys that even say, but why they just didn't pay and left? No, they didn't, you know. And so what I do, I update the invoices every month based on estimations. We do some investigations. We work on this night and day, and like we find out, for example, the Elaine Gerber, she's on the Slate business case, and she brought like $300,000 worth of Slate from Brazil. Like, so that's exactly matches my estimations, because I know the clients, I know the suppliers, I'm the one that knows everybody. Like, I know how much they're making. So with the estimations I'm estimate, they are the ones that when the time is right, have to come with their bank statements and say, no, we just sold to Augustin clients this, and he is whatever. We do the proper audit, and they come with the exact figures about how much money they owe me. But technically and legally, I am hired by those companies. The contracts are all wide open, and they're not just being fulfilled. So every month they get my updated invoice, and the bills, they got escalating. If it were $100,000 like 2018, I was like $200,000. You know, like that's on the civil level. On the criminal level is the other part, which is like money laundering, because there is a lot of terrorism, drug dealers. Because at the end, also my business was attacked in a very sophisticated way. I was attacked like seriously, even physically. There was this crazy story in San Martin, like why nobody paid for that. I saw that like 3 times, like 1,000 bags of rice. I sell rice all my life, like, and for some reason the payment was not processed. There was shady things at the port there. Why this rice was not shipped outside San Martin? There was sabotage there. Involves like high employees of CMA CGM. San Martin, for example. So you're talking about high-scale, white-collar criminal activities. I do not know, for example, because Jamie Williams from Wisconsin Finance, he's not that stupid. I mean, he added $3. That's like, how come does he feel so safe that he's not going to be caught? Like, how come you sell something for $10 and then you just send the shipment for 13, and then you take this $30,000 or 40,000 and you send to a Libyan citizen in Disney World. So there's people in Libyans, they live in Disney World, which is one of the top ranking terrorist targets in the USA. That's total safe, you know. Imagine like an attack in Disney World. And then James Williams is totally comfortable about just doing money laundering and sending money to this person. You know, like it's really scary. Like that seems a very high level of white collar criminal activity, and that's why. But why it is moved so slow? It's a big fish. You're talking about criminals that they operate in Thailand, Dubai, Malta, Ireland, Texas, San Martin. So it's international stuff. We do not know drugs. Usually, money laundering is usually drugs, tax evasion, terrorism, or guns. So this is like highly sophisticated stuff, and at the same time, it's public. So crime. That's the problem with criminal lawsuits, is that when you're a victim, like, you need to trust on the public service, and police is like 99% of their time is on regular daily life stuff, which means like somebody stole my phone and you go there, your husband punch you in the face, you know, this wife goes there and she is with her face, you know, woman protect family law, you know, my car was broke and the stereo. So I've done that. So I've done all those lines, you know, in Texas, in Florida, like in in Ireland, you know, and then, oh, hello, I have a pile of documents as part of the movies I want to make about this case, which is, for example, this scene where I am with a mountain of white-collar papers in Texas reporting all of this, and the police officers looking at me like, hello, you know, do I have to read all of this? That also justifies why I am on politics, because I believe there should be a white-collar police station. So when it comes to problems with white-collar, you go there and you report, because white-collar is very complicated. They need to analyze all the documents, and to do require specific people. I believe that should be, in my case, international business. That should be a police station for international business. That should go there and they do understand the whole thing, and they can understand. So that's not there. That's also one of the reasons that I am politics. Okay, so this is the case. It goes civil, it goes criminal. Tomorrow I'm mailing the new batch of invoices to everybody that owes me money. Some cases I send to the clients too, because the main crime I was victim of, because when I say money laundering, whatever it's what they did, their own, but myself was invoice redirection fraud. So it is an agreement that the client, the supplier do, that they are not going to pay the distributor because they have a cheaper option now, which is basically not paying all my costs, because at the time they have the results, they're like, guys, you forget that I worked for 2 years on this, that I forgot that I worked, that's my business. I'm the international business guy. I developed those businesses, okay? And then it goes also why I consider the whole, it's a dark age, because it's so easy. Only massive billion-dollar companies manage to keep up with this lack of safety, because it's way too easy to steal. Nowadays, they just change WhatsApp numbers and they're stealing you in a second. They forward your invoices. I have a case of a Libyan guy that's also involved on the cheese problem, like, and the rice problem too, is that he just falsified my invoices, and he applied the ABC Bank in New York for like $500,000 on credit and letters of credit and all that with my name, my signature. They just save S and they change and they get approvals, and this bank in New York just pay them, you know, like crazy stuff that should be all managed. But you know, the police is doing their due diligence. It's a lot of different polices, because there's Texas, there's Florida, there's Dubai, there's Malta, there's Ireland, there's Thailand too. Thailand is like the Thai embassy, you know, we keep supplying them with all the information about this case. Brazil, the same way, we send the whole case to the Brazilian embassy in Washington, you know, to see when this case is going to be closed. With all the defendants, we send communications to them that just do not answer. On the 26th, they're just going to answer once the police knocks their door and the companies are busted, unfortunately. On a civil level, I mean, after 2 years of, it's absolutely like, I wouldn't really imagine they would do that, but they are not interested in going civil. They're definitely willing to take the risk of being prosecuted. And so, but you know, once they're prosecuted, they will get that dissolved in a couple of days, I believe. But it's how it is. That's one of the things. So if anybody has doubts about how to do collections, let me know. You need to send the bill, then you send the 7-day demand letter. It's the contract, it's a termination contract, because on my invoices I do send the 7-day demand letter saying, but you just pay this and the case is closed. I remove my complaint, you know, like, so it's all moving in there. The police that's helping us the most is the police in Dubai, because Dubai manages the whole world a lot. So a lot of the international stuff goes through Dubai, so a lot of this money is probably money laundered in Dubai. Dubai, they want to clean up because they're sick of all these people. They're spending money, other people money, you know, like they want to attract genuine and honest people like me, you know, like that. So it's good. I have good experience with the police in Dubai in other situations before. I had a good experience with the police in Florida too, in Texas too, in Illinois too, because in Chicago too. I do this for so many years, like I had other situations. But so what, Alexandre? Oh, American Heritage is also on the slate. They were bankrupt, so now with the bills they go to Key Bank, which is the bank that manages the American Heritage bill. So that's how it's going. That's the Bring Civilization Back. Trust is just a quick update. As I said on the last video of the BCB Trust, we are now at a cruise ship speed, which means there's nothing new. It's just what was already agreed, because I think the tentatives are enough. Now every month we send our updated bill, and we keep on discussions with the police about how they're going to conduct its international stuff. And also on Maya, and then on the LEGroup business, these are assets of the company. So we have $400,000 worth of net. That's what these people owe me. And we estimate about $2 million total, which is the compensations, damages and losses, like once we really have the statements of those companies in our hands, that we're going to really see how much they really owe us. There's much choices also for tuna business. We have the opportunity cost. We should have sold maybe $100 million in 2019-20. 2020 was going to be a very good year to me too, because I have more clients, and I have and these are primary necessity products, and so they will be selling a lot too. And so we're just waiting for this things. Okay, where is it going? And what else? So stay tuned, follow the channel. We're talking about a lot of different things. I'm focusing in new ventures, which is politics, communications, media. We may do like a reality show too. I already do some proposals if we go into that. There's a lot of commercials too. So a lot of things going on. We're on TikTok too, YouTube, BitChute. There's several different. So stay tuned on the channel here. And again, the BCB Trust and these lawsuits, they are like the main picture about why we started all of this, why we started AugusTV and all that. So it's a story, okay? So I am on the remote business for like 12 years. LEGroup was already on this new normal way for like 12 years. So we're very familiar with the whole thing that's going on. And we hope that really things are going to get solved soon, and we're ready for the police really to do their due diligence, because I believe it's a matter of the police. As soon as the police knocks the doors of these 4 defendants, they will get the problem solved straight away. I do not believe they want to be arrested, so we trust a lot on the service of the police. Unfortunately, the police in Brazil, they asked me for money. So I didn't go into those waters, but they said they can take care of the case, but I need to pay corruption, which means pay the Brazilian police under the table, so they will give priority to my case. They asked me for money, and I said no, I don't want to go into those waters. So maybe through these clients in the USA, we managed to get the problem in Brazil solved. My sister spoke to the main defendant there, Alexandre Almeida. He was very rude. He just blocked her. He didn't want to waste his time talking to her. So, but that's the status, and hopefully everything will get solved soon, and we can bring life back. All right. So stay tuned. Look at there. The candidates I support. I support Donald Trump in America, and I support Berlusconi in Italy, and Tajani, which is the one that represents him. So stay tuned and follow us and all that. Okay. Thank you. All right. Cheers.